the evil company that took over the USA. When it comes to the retail scene of the United States, Temu is a relatively new participant, but it has swiftly established a name that everyone knows. On the other hand, this has not been without the corporation encountering some challenges along the way with its endeavor. The company, which started out as an online marketplace, has been accused of engaging in tactics that are aggressive and maybe immoral in order to exert control over the sector in the United States. These charges have been made public. These allegations pertain to the corporation's efforts to establish a dominant position in the market. The discourse that surrounds its influence on American consumers, corporations, and even national security is expanding in parallel with the corporation's expanding area of influence. The reason for this is that the former is increasing the scope of influence. Temu, which was founded in China by PDD Holdings Incorporated, made an effort to compete with well-known e-commerce heavyweights such as Amazon and Walmart when it entered the market in the United States. Temu was a Chinese company. Temu's objective was to achieve this by entering the market with an aim that was particularly lofty. Temu was able to win over millions of customers in a short period of time because it offered extremely low pricing on a wide variety of products, which included anything from clothing to electronic gadgets. This allowed Temu to attract a large number of customers. On the other hand, despite the fact that it has been effective, that feat has not been without comments of criticism. It has been expressed by a number of people that Temu's approach to conducting business is one that is both exploitative and predatory. Through the utilization of its extensive network of suppliers in China, the company is able to buy products at prices that are far lower than the market average. As a consequence of this, the organization is in a position to consistently offer pricing that is lower than those that are provided by American manufacturers and retailers. As a consequence of this, allegations have been made that Temu is participating in unfair competition, which is causing a situation in which enterprises in the United States are on the verge of going out of business. Particularly challenging for small businesses is the fact that Temu's pricing is frequently lower than the wholesale costs that these businesses actually incur. This provides a hurdle that is particularly difficult for smaller enterprises. The fact that Temu's pricing is higher than theirs will make it harder for them to compete with those prices. Additionally, as a consequence of Temu's spectacular development, issues have been raised regarding the data privacy procedures that the company has in place. Due to the fact that the company is headquartered in China, there is a growing sense of anxiety surrounding the quantity of client information that the business collects and the different ways in which it may be utilized or shared. This is because of the fact that the company is the source of the information. Concerns have been raised regarding the possibility that sensitive information could fall into the hands of the Chinese government. This would pose a risk to the safety of the nation in this day and age, when the protection of data is of the utmost importance. Concerns have been voiced regarding the possibility that this could take place within the future. Due to the fact that these concerns have been raised, there have been suggestions made for more stringent restrictions, and there has even been the possibility that the company's operations in the United States could be restricted. Temu's aggressive marketing methods have also been questioned for their success in gaining clients. This criticism has been leveled against Temu. Accusations have been made against the company for engaging in actions that are dishonest in order to recruit clients. The company has been accused of flooding social media platforms with advertisements that claim savings that are not feasible and of engaging in activities that are aimed to attract customers. On account of the fact that it has been alleged that certain customers have been provided products that are either counterfeit or of a lower quality than what was advertised, there has been an increase in the number of negative reviews and complaints. This has been linked to the fact that the number of complaints and reviews has increased. Regardless of this, Temu continues to expand in part because of its capacity to handle challenges in a timely manner and its attention to offering great customer service. A large number of individuals, on the other hand, are of the opinion that the company's emphasis on customer pleasure is nothing more than a front to divert attention away from the more problematic business practices that the company engages in. There is yet another challenging problem that has been brought up in the conversation, and that is the impact that Temu's business model has on the environment. As a result of the fact that the firm is dependent on low-cost, mass-produced items, there have been the emergence of concerns regarding the corporation's ability to continue operating in the long run. The argument that Temu is a contributor to the culture of disposability is based on the fact that it encourages consumers to purchase an increasing number of low-cost products that are often discarded after only a certain number of uses. Temu is responsible for this because it pushes customers to purchase an increasing quantity of these items. Not only does this lead to an increase in waste, but it also puts a pressure on supply chains that are located in different parts of the world. As a consequence of this, there is a reduction in the quality of the environment and an increase in the amount of carbon emissions. Furthermore, in addition to these problems, an increasing number of people are becoming concerned about the working circumstances that Temu and its employees are exposed to. As a result of the reports that have surfaced, there have been concerns that the factories that create goods for the company have working conditions that are not up to par. These factories are directly responsible for the production of the goods. In an effort to reduce costs, it is reported that workers are coerced into working long hours, receiving extremely low compensation, and doing their jobs in potentially hazardous circumstances. According to the allegations, this is done in order to keep prices to a minimum. The allegations that Temu exploits people in developing countries in order to fuel its expansion have spurred activists for workers' rights to express their concern over the issue. Temu is accused of exploiting workers in these nations. Temu is continuing to make progress in its efforts to grow its footprint in the United States, despite the difficulties that have come up as a result of current circumstances, specifically among consumers who are price-conscious and are willing to face ethical challenges in exchange for a good bargain. The organization has been successful in creating a client base that is committed to the brand. This kind of customer base is beneficial to the company. Consequently, this has led to a more in-depth discussion regarding the actual expenses involved with low prices, as well as the subject of whether or not consumers ought to be more cognizant of the companies in which they direct their financial resources. Temu has come under growing scrutiny from members of the general public as well as from agencies within the government as it continues to expand despite the fact that it is still relatively new. Although an increasing number of people are calling for a more in-depth investigation into the business operations of the organization, it is still unknown what the future holds for the corporation in the United States. This is despite the fact that the number of people seeking such an investigation is growing. The question of whether Temu will be able to continue its rapid expansion while simultaneously resolving these concerns is still unanswered. However, there is one thing that can be said with absolute certainty. The firm has had a significant impact on the market in the United States, and its story is not yet complete. As the dynamics of global trade continue to shift, one of the defining characteristics is the fast disruption of existing marketplaces by new rivals. As a result of these shifting dynamics, which are characterized by the quick disruption of existing marketplaces, Temu's growing popularity in the United States is a reflection of these dynamics. On the other hand, it is also possible to interpret it as a cautionary tale about the potential repercussions of unbridled corporate power and the significant role that enhanced governance plays in the digital era. This interpretation is also possible. A number of basic questions regarding the future of retail, the rights of customers, and the role that multinational firms play in the formation of various economies and cultures have been brought up as a result of the ongoing discourse that has surrounded Temu. These questions have been brought up as a result of the fact that Temu has been the subject of this conversation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.